Hello once again everybody, Boyd here with you. Welcome to part 4 of my Enterprise E build-up here. I've been making some nice progress since the last video. I've started to work on the secondary hull, getting it all together, doing my painting and everything, and the lighting on it's going to work out just as nice as it did on the saucer. Today I wanted to show you guys these new Aztec decals that just will be coming out shortly from Jerry at Hdamodelworks. This is a really beautiful set. I'm really happy with how these laid down. He gave me a prototype set here. I want to point out right away that you can see this little gap on both sides here on mine. These two sections right here were both just a tad bit short, and I gave that information to Jerry, and he's going to correct that. So before this set becomes an official release in the next couple of weeks, that'll be corrected. But everything else went on here really nice. Now, the lifeboats and everything, and the NCC N701 and all that are from the kit supplied decals. You mainly just get the Aztecs and all the markings, but this comes out beautiful. We did kind of a hybrid between the Nemesis and the First Contact version. We kind of came up with these colors, and it really looks cool. I'm really happy with it. And it probably took me about 2 hours to put down the whole thing. Jerry uses some really excellent decal film. It all settled down on here. I used some regular Walthers Solvaset on these, and they settled down, and they look just like they're painted on, you guys. I'm really happy. They settled down right into all my little windows and everything. I wanted to power this up and show you that the lighting comes through the decals just fine. No problem at all there. I basically went back after I got all this done, put some Walthers on it, let it sit overnight. I sealed this with my Duplicolor dull coat, and then I came with my toothpick again, and I just lightly touched on every little window there to make sure that the decal film was completely pushed down in there. And it pretty much was. I only found maybe 2 or 3 of them on the whole thing where it was a little bit of an air bubble underneath it. Once I pushed down on it, it went away. So, but all the lighting's coming through really nice. You have to kind of look in the shadows a little bit to see some of it. And just a little bit low light, the lighting on this really pops. But again, talking about the scale of this, these windows aren't going to be like all massively visible in a well-lit room, because this, they're so tiny. And the nice thing I like about the scraping method too is that it keeps these windows the right size. You're actually staying inside of the border of where they're supposed to be. So like if you drill them out and everything, you're going to get a little bit bigger. You can't help it when you do that. But so that worked out really good. So between the scraping of the windows and the Aztecs decals, instead of painting them on, I probably shaved months of work off of this. So I'm really happy with how this is turning out, and it looks gorgeous. I really like the color selection. Everything mixes in really well. The bottom side I haven't done a whole lot with. I've got a couple spots where my paint's a little bit thin. I've got to come back and spray. I did a little bit of the roughed in the seam there. I still got a couple little spots to clean up on that. Once I get all that done, I'll seal it, and then I'll put all the Aztecs on the bottom, and it'll come out really nice. But you can see the window lighting looks really good there too. It's going to come out really good. So I'll show you the actual decal set before we go any further. I'll show you a little bit on the secondary hull here too. But we've got the decal set. Here's what it's going to look like coming from Jerry. I think he's going to be upgrading these application instructions to where it actually shows the images of the decals in place, so you don't get confused with that. But they're all numbered and marked anyway, so you've got the exact placement of where they go. You got your top side here, and then let's see, I got a second sheet here where they stuck together of the bottom. Okay, and so that'll guide you through the whole process. Again, mentioning that some of these decals come with the kit, the lifeboats, the markings, and the pennants, and some of the other things. But here's your saucer top. Now this version here is a part of the prototype I want to mention as well. We didn't change the colors on this. This was all kind of just a washed out gray, and we decided to add a little bit of a more colorful tones in there to make them pop a little bit more. But you get an idea of the shapes and the patterns that you're going to get, and how it's all laid out. Everything went on really beautiful, you guys. I mean, it laid down. Jerry uses a really high quality decal film, and it went down on there beautifully. A little bit of Walthers Solvaset. They settled down on there and look like they're painted on, like I mentioned. Even the little detail here on the bridge, this little spot right here, it went down beautiful. Doesn't have any wrinkles in it or anything. Here's the bottom of the saucer. Really nice detail on that. And then you've got your secondary hull, parts of it. You even get the RCS thruster covers here, which are really nice. You can see I added those on my saucer here. You get the pylons complete, which are nice. These are set up for the kit supplied pylons and not the aftermarket ones that are available, just so you guys know that. And let's see, I think we got one more. Yeah, the nacelles. So even these little indented areas in here are included, so you don't have to paint that on. So that's it, you guys. It's a beautiful set. Should be available in a couple of weeks. Real time saver if you don't feel like doing all the paint and mask work. There are some beautiful mask sets out there. I had a really nice offer from Cameron over at Mask Design, but I told him I was going to be doing decals on this, so maybe I'll definitely be using his mask set when we do the my next refit, which I'm kind of kicking around for maybe sometime over the winter. And he's got I think the nicest set out there for those. But this is coming along really good. Let me unhook this one, and we're going to bring in the secondary hull real quick. This is really rough steel, you guys. I just basically got it together a couple hours ago, and I've still got a couple of touch-ups where my paint's thin on it. I can see some light leaks and some stuff like that. But I did a little bit of test scraping to see how the windows were going to come out on the bottom half, and they're looking just as nice as the top, and I wanted to show you that. I'll get this connected. Whoops! I connected the same power again. Let me grab the right wires here. I've got to go back to... I think I'm Aztec blind, you guys. I spent about a good couple hours putting those down. Let's see, we'll get this one hooked up here. We'll get them untangled. Okay. Get you guys out of the way here. And we'll show you the lighting on the secondary hull. Okay, so you can see I mainly wanted to show you, you can see I've still got some thin areas where my light's leaking through the plastic. Up on the top, I'm not worried about that. The saucer's going to cover that up. But this first little row of windows I started working on right here that you can see, they're coming through just as nice as they do on the saucer top. I haven't gotten down into here or anything towards the back yet. Over here on this side, you can hopefully see that, the shuttle bay, the little windows around the shuttle bay are going to light up really good. Got some light leaking through the plastic right here I've got to fix up still. But it's all going to come out really good. This has not been seal coated or anything, so the paint looks really dull and kind of rough yet. So I'll get that all smoothed out and cleaned up, and then we'll continue on. I'll be putting on the the bottom panel here, again, some more paint touch up. What I wanted to mention to you guys is I get all my paint on here, then I scrape my windows, then I seal coat it with the clear, because the clear makes kind of a hard shell on this and it makes it harder to scrape. And it also, I think when the clear gets on the scraped away windows, it helps smooth those out a little bit. And actually, believe it or not, it helps them actually show up a little bit better. So again, I'm going to be doing all this little scraping here before I put my seal coat on this. I got a couple little spots where my putty's got to be redone a little bit here and there. But making good progress, you guys. All the wiring on this is really simple. Like I mentioned, I've got these two wires coming out the front. This one here will go into the saucer to connect to that strobe signal, which runs all the way back here to the pylons. I got two wires on each side for power and one for the strobe light on the pylons and the nacelles. Up here I just got two power wires, so when I put my deflector dish in, these will get trimmed down, and I'll just connect that right to this with the little part that goes on there, and that'll just set up right in there like that. We'll tuck the wires in, and then same thing on the other side for the nacelle, and then power out the bottom when we eventually put our mounting rod on here. I think Jerry's working on some kind of little base for this for me, so we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, this older kit doesn't come with the dome base, and I found out that round 2 is not going to be making those dome bases anymore, which is a really big disappointment. I hope they bring them back, because those are really useful. I've used those. You guys have seen me use them for a lot of things, different type of model starships and things like that, little airplanes, because you got the little tilt thing, you can pose it. And they come with the hollow tube, and they're just big enough to put a switch in there and a jack and everything. And they're still going to be included with the kits, from what I understand, so they haven't stopped making them. They're just not going to be selling them separately anymore. So hopefully we can, maybe enough of us can write to them or something and talk them into selling those again, because I think they're really great, and they're really practical if you're just going to need for something simple like this. So I have to come up with a base for this anyway, so I think Jerry's going to make me something, but we'll see how that comes out. Okay, so just a kind of a quick update this time, you guys. When I come back next time, we'll be having quite a bit more of the secondary hull done here, and then maybe I'll get past the window scraping, because you guys have already seen me kind of do that. It's the same exact process. And then maybe on this, when we come back for part 5 here, we'll be putting some of the Aztecs down. We'll show you how that works, actually putting those on and everything. But we're getting close to getting this one done. Once we get done with the secondary hull, I don't expect it to take me too long and too much work on the nacelles, so things are moving right along, okay? All right, we'll see you on the next video, everybody. Take care and happy modeling.